everyone. So this is a song that I wrote after doing a tarot card reading for myself. Whoops, I'm just adjusting my music stand here. Um, and I got a card, I forget which one it was, but it was upside down and it was a storm on a rope with a flame on top. And that helped me to write the first part of the song. And the second part of the song I wrote as I drew another card the other day, and it was seeds underground. So you'll hear about those two tarot cards in the song, and you'll also hear a little bit more about what's going on today and the power that I believe that we as people have to change the world and overcome what's happening. This is called On the Horizon. The storm hangs upside down, waiting for the flame to cut the rope. The flame is on the horizon, and some will look away, and some will hear the song. Take your flame and do the best that you can. Burn again and again, burn with truth, burn with beauty. Be the king and the queen, be the whole majesty, the majesty. The seed waits underground, waiting for the storm to break the soil. The storm hangs on the horizon, and some will look away, and some will hear this song. Take this storm and do the best that you can. Rain again and again, rain with truth, rain with beauty. Be the king and the queen, be the majesty, the majesty. If your beating heart does feel the tearing of our planet, and you can't believe it's real, and if your soul's been dreaming and you're filling up with words, but your tongue can't pronounce them 'cause it sounds you never heard, and these words don't want a dime, they were already free, but they're banging on your chest, and they're begging to be seen. Yeah, they're begging to be heard with the ears of our belief. The full expanse of breath, more than you were ever taught to be. Oh. The rain falls on the soil, waiting for a song to break the seed. Freedom is on the horizon, and some will look away, and some will sing along. So take that you can sing again and again. Sing with truth, sing with beauty. Be the king and the queen, be the whole majesty, the majesty. Thank you for the loud and rowdy applause. So, I'm going to be honest, in this safe and loving space that we're in, that I found out that one of my contracts is not being renewed in the fall. So it kind of changed what I wanted to play today, because it's just what I was feeling in my heart and what I need. And I'm pretty hopeful. I know that I have a lot to give, and I know that that happened for a reason. But it brought up these songs that I'm playing, that I'm choosing to play for you now. The next song, it's called When God Breathes. And this one came about, a friend of mine runs this open mic called Big City, Small Village. And it has a theme every month, and she's a music therapist, so people share their work, but there's also some interaction. There's also some community building. And the theme of this month was shared breath. So I was sitting on the beach, which is very close to my apartment, like a block away on Lake Michigan. And I was writing. And what came out when I was thinking about how I wanted to write something special for her event was this poem, When God Breathes. And over the weeks, I've been playing with different ways to set it. And this is what has been sticking. So this is called When God Breathes. When God breathes, the skin under my sweater tingles with cool air, and hair blows across my face. When God breathes, my exhales ride on veins and through branches and under bark, down to the heart of the tree, deep in the roots under me. Thoughts in my mind clear like clouds, and blaring light licks my skin. The wind rolls in like waves upon the shore, always yearning for more. That's why the moon pulls the tide, so the oceans learn to fly. That's why the moon pulls the tide, so the oceans learn to fly. When God breathes, it's the sun and the storm, the snow and the sand, the mundane and the grand. When God breathes, it's the envy and peace, it's the strong and the weak, it's awake and asleep. When God breathes, it's you and it's me, breathing in the sky and breathing out the sea. When God breathes, it's just another moment, and suddenly it's gone. When God breathes, Earth turns around the sun. Day turns into night. We remember and we forget over and over again. Thank you. That was about God, which in my work as a cantorial soloist, which means that I sing Jewish music. And in my work, I've had to process a lot of my relationship to God because it's always in my face all the time. And I'm very lucky to have found myself working with communities that are social justice based and non Zionist and allow me a lot of freedom to make up my own work and to recreate Jewish prayer in a way that shares the messages in the context of what we need today. So I do think about and write about God a lot. I'm debating what to play for you now because there's two songs. Okay. I'm gonna play a more upbeat song. This one it's about my mom, who is Jewish as well, but she's also a Buddhist, so she's a Jew boo. Yeah. Or Jew boo, or you could a boo Jew, whatever your flavor. So we built this garden in my backyard in 2012 with 6 fruit trees in the shape of the Star of David. And yes, you can grow fruit trees in Chicago. And yes, we have a yard that's big enough. We're like on the outskirts of Chicago, but like still close enough to be in it. And now there's berry bushes and there's sage and rosemary and thyme. And it's like Paul Simon songs back there all the time. We have another vegetable garden on the other side. And my mom, who's deepened in her Buddhist practice, as well as her gardening practice since we built this garden, goes out there every morning as long as the weather is warm enough. And she meditates. And my mom is a great teacher for me. And this song is about her philosophy of life and also about making the life. Well, I'll tell you a little bit more. My mom, she always says, I don't need to move anywhere because the Garden of Eden is right in my backyard. And I've longed to live in so many different places, but it's when you can see the beauty of where you are and fully be in that everywhere becomes heaven and the Garden of Eden. So this is called In the Garden. And usually I have the audience sing along. So if you want to sing along, you can, because you're muted. You can like harmonize the entire thing. You can play a drum kit. You have the freedom to do that. All right. So here we go. It's called In the Garden. Life looks a lot like a thought. So what if you loved it a whole lot and planted the Garden of Eden right behind your house? You could plant anything you want, a row of hope and celery stalks, tomato vines, and lots of time to spend with people that you love. In the garden, sitting with the Buddha, in between the earth and sky. In the garden, sitting with the Buddha, in between the earth and sky. Trumpet solo! Life looks a lot like a seed. It doesn't always fall where you want to be. And sometimes you have to grow through the seasons and the snow. But when you make it through the dirt, the earth will be waiting for your birth. With a cup of rain, a plate of sun, a bed of soil, and lots of bugs. In the garden, sitting sky.
Oh
Thank you
my
so
God.
much.